Hey everyone, just said I would briefly pop on there to give you a quick run through of some of the updates for the SNA Yearly Planner 22-23, which is launching this evening for pre-order at 6 p.m. So just to give you a quick look into it, so obviously the cover has just gotten a bit of a refresh with a new colour and a little bit of a change around there. It will be soft bound again this year with the coil exact same as last year. The inside, to be honest, with the feedback that I did get, there are not that many changes in terms of the layout. You have your contents, you have your yearly overview into caseload. So here you have your school support plus, so whichever children you're working with, you just pop down having the parent telephone number, what type of support. The other school support page here, then really I would encourage you to use a post-it, because I know that can change quite a lot, and that might be for things like movement breaks or other duties that you might have that may change throughout the year. So you can pop that down there, and then you're into so you have a couple of notes pages scattered after every month, and I think there's definitely more at the end. That was something that was requested as well. So you have your diary then. So in the diary section, it starts off with the minding you. Got a lovely feedback on that. People just liked the few ideas that I had stuck in there. And then I've added in the yearly goals. That's a new addition this year. So just you might pop in something that it could be a personal or professional goal that you want to set for yourself this year, each month. So it just kind of maybe keeps us a bit focused, give us something to work towards. You have your timetable then. So I just put in one timetable per term this year, just so again, some feedback that I got. Now you might decide what I would do there is I print mine up. I do it up in Word and I print it out, and then I just cut and paste it in there, and then overlay another one if it changes. Yours may not change that much, I would say. So then you have your monthly overview, and then you're into your weekly spread. Okay, and again, this is something I suppose I really wanted to look at this year based on the feedback that I got. It was very mixed in terms of, I know for some people you'll never be doing feeding, you'll never be administering medication. You may only be doing 2 out of the 6 of those things, or 3 or 4, whatever it may be. But I suppose the fact is it's trying to cater for everyone who may be doing feeding, who may be administering medication, so because the job is so varied. So I suppose I left them in. And again, I suppose what I suggested last year, if you are working with multiple children, you might have a colour code ticking system for them. So one child, can be red, one child can be blue, so that you have that. And the idea behind this is that you're not repeating the same thing. Like this section here really is if there's anything in addition to the norm that's happened. Because a lot of people were feeling that I'm just repeating myself over and over, the same thing going in every day. So that was the whole point of that. When I piloted it with 2 years ago with 10 SNAs, that is what they wanted, to cut down on the amount that they had to actually write. Here then on the other side, so you have your Monday to Friday, and then you have your log of actions. So log of actions ultimately is basically anything that's coming up for the child that needs to be logged. And the ultimate responsibility for that is with the class teacher and the special education teacher, if you're working with a child that has a special education teacher. So the log of actions might be something like one of the teachers might say, well, look, will you keep an eye for this on the yard? You might make a note of, something positive that you saw that might be worthwhile to pass on. So basically it's anything you feel is worthwhile to pass on, and then that could be updated in terms of the log of actions. You've got your to-do list, and then your minding you, really important part, especially in your job, where it's it's a tough strenuous job, and it's really important to just take some time for you, set one thing that you might do in the week, just for yourself. So that's it in terms of then the color code has just changed around slightly. Okay, so you have a different color for each month. I have included the October break there. I know for my diary last year, it ended up being a personal diary as well, and I didn't have some of the holidays in there. And I found like if I had appointments on the week off, the week wasn't in there. So I've included it here for you as well. If you do end up using your diary as something other than, I know I use mine for everything. So it was nice to have that in. But again, you don't have to use that at all if it doesn't suit you. So then we're into December. And so you've got 2 note pages there. You've got your timetable for term 2 and then your overview. All the holidays are marked out. Obviously, if you have a February midterm, again, look, I've included the 3 days. We're not in those 3 days, but if you want to be putting a few bits in there for yourself, you can. So the February midterm, you might be taking the week, but I have the 2 days that's standardized in there. And the lovely St. Bridget's Day that we'll be getting this year as well, or in next year, I should say. So that's it. We're into term 3. And something that I added in then this year was July, 2 weeks of July, because I know a lot of SNAs work doing July provision. So there's a 2-week spread there, just blank basically, for you to, note down if you're going on a trip or anything that you just want to just keep space to keep track of things. So that's July. We're into our meetings then. I've included the IEPs, even though, again, the record taking and all of that will be down to the class teacher, special ed teacher. But if you want a space to write, this is photocopyable, these 2. You may not be involved in parent-teacher meetings. You will definitely probably be involved in IEP meetings. But it's in there. I had it done for the special ed teachers, and it's just something that if you wanted to have access to, it's there for you. Then I have SNA team meetings. I've 4 pages of those. Other professional meetings then would be if you're meeting with the OT, the speech and language therapist, anyone coming into the school. So you just have a space there to record anything that you would like to record. Some note pages, the additional records then, passwords. This might be for your child or whatever, just so you have them handy there. A contact list. If you want to have for the OT, if you want to be involved in that. And then CPD log, because a lot of the feedback that I got was, for example, the SNA, a lot of SNAs do a huge amount of CPD. So look, you're well covered there, I think, in terms of the 2 pages for that, the date, the course provider, and the duration. So it's lovely to have it just logged in one space there. School events then, things to remember, and then the useful websites, which are all based on special educational needs. Then you have so there's 2, 4, 5 note pages at the back, and there we go. So that's just a very brief look at what we have in this year's planner, okay?